Okay, so today now we'll talk about this HPALM. Okay, it's also a test management tool. This is an old one. Okay, I mean not the HPALM. I mean this ALM. Actually, it was test director. When I used this like 2008, 2009, I used quality center. There was at that time it was quality center. The people were using test director. So what happened is quality center improved. It was from Mercury. Okay, it was from Mercury, and they keep on adding new. So it may quality center 8, quality center 9, quality center 10. Then what happened is HP actually bought that quality center and they made it HPALM. Okay, ALM is like application lifecycle management. Okay, so that's how that's the oldest one actually. Before anything else, there was nothing here. So at that time, it was test director. Okay, so it's pretty long. So it's on 2008. These two, Jira and Rally, those came actually recently, later on, but before which those things that never existed was only in quality center and test director. Okay, so that's how it's. So here, okay, so here this is version 12.5. Okay, somebody asked, right? So what's the version you are using? So we are using 12.5, and how do you know that? So what was the way to see this? Let's see here. So this should be here. Oh, here we go. See this? HPLM management 12.5. But there is one better way to view this. Let's see. Okay, okay, so we see here. This is the one 12.5. Okay, application lifecycle management at 12.5. So we are using here 12.5 version. Okay, and so it's similar to all other tools. Okay, so far we have went through this Rally, Jira, and all those things. Right, it's similar. So let's, this is little bit, it's not user friendly. But let me tell you beforehand, it's not user friendly. And if you're going to use this in Agile, be prepared to have some hard time with this. Okay, get used to this because obviously you'll be having a lot of hard time with this tool, and this will be more annoying, right? At that time, in Agile, people were using this. They were complaining that, oh, how I have to use this and all. So this is how it is. Okay, so let's see here how. Okay, so this is the information board. Okay, so this is where so you will not have all this access. This management. This is management and performance, develop all these acts. You will not have access. Okay, lab resources. Normally you don't have unless you. So you won't have all this access. Only access what you will be having is that is testing. This is your job. You're a tester, right? You're a QA. So this one, this two read and write access, and the only read access will be requirements. There's only 3 different access we'll be having. So all this will not be showing up in your module because ALM administrator will block all this. Okay, it's really not required. So you're not even able to see all this. Okay, so all this will not able to see because you really don't have access. So okay, but this is important for a test. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. So how is this? Okay. So this is the information board where what you're trying to do. That means, are you accessing requirements? Are you accessing the test? Okay. Let's see here. 2 seconds. We'll just go to. Okay, we'll just use this thing. Okay. Back to this. Right? Are you using the test plan? Are you using the test lab? So this is the information board. What you're actually having this. And the second kind of sidebar kind of thing, right? So this is also the second sidebar. Um, here you will be having information about the project. Okay, what project you're working on, what is it exactly, and all those things. Okay, and this gives some more information about that particular project. Like I mean, yeah, in this project you'll be having sub-levels. Once you this project and you have this test set or test case or whatever it is you will be having here, and this specifies the more detailed information of particular test set or test case or requirements or whatever the thing represents. Okay, this gives more detailed information. That means we'll be having the same thing. You have to fill up all this information here as you did in Jira or Rally, right? You have to fill up all this, information here too. Okay, so that's a little bit on how this thing works. Okay, so let's go back to. So let's talk about this requirements. Okay, so requirements again, you will be having only read access. So that means you're not supposed to delete anything. Okay, you're not supposed to delete anything, and you're not supposed to mess up somebody else's work. In some places, you cannot even delete your own test case. Okay, they made it so secure that you cannot even delete your test case. If you have to delete your test case, what you want to do is you want to drag that and put it into delete me folder, right? They used to have this delete me folder, and they used to put. So that doesn't get deleted just like that, because if you are deleting somebody else's work, so they will investigate on that and see who put that, why did it came here, and all those things. Okay, there's admin guys, so all this Java for admin, um, so they will be doing all these things. Okay, to make sure you're not deleting someone else's work. Okay, so you're not supposed to do anything. Okay, this is only to read. Okay, read the requirement. So that's what you have to do. Okay, so let's see here what's the requirement here. So a lot of things here. Okay, great. Now let's find out. Okay, so here let's say I found this my requirement. So this is how you need to find. Okay, this is all requirements, and you need to find your requirement. Let's say you talk to your lead, you talk to product owner or business analyst, saying that okay, what is the requirement? They'll say the requirement ID. Okay, so this is the requirement ID. Maybe you can search if you're lucky. Might be if you can do this. Okay, you can do this. Type the requirement ID 366. Not sure it works, but okay, you can do that too. Okay, or you need to go here manually and see the requirements. Okay. And once you've seen, so here you'll have some information. Again, this information will be large. Okay, it will be lot more information, because all these user story requirements are made keeping lot of people in mind, right? Their project manager, your lead, developer, tester, architect, okay, project architect. A lot of people will be working on this. Okay, they'll know what's the user story, what's happening to this, all those things. So you will not be able to understand the whole information what is written here. You have to understand only as per your testing perspective. what testing you have to do and what is written here, and how are you able to create test cases based on this information. Most importantly, your job is to see the information here and understand how you are actually going to write your test cases. Okay, based on, so most of the time you'll be writing based on the information or the requirement document. So sometimes if there's no requirement document, then this is requirement. Okay, the information they provided, and you have to write based on the provided information. You cannot, you may not have any other than that. Okay, so you have to, you have to read more than once. Okay, once is not enough. You have to read twice, thrice, and see how, how it makes sense for you to start writing your test cases. Okay, and you know what to test, right? You know what to test. You have to cover all this functional. I'm sorry. First thing is, even if you are in functional, you have to work on positive scenarios, negative scenarios, and boundary value. These three things. If you are working on functional, okay. If it is other than that, you have to check with your lead. How many types of testing are we doing, and how many teams are there for testing, so the regression testing different team, or integration testing different team. Okay, how are we doing this? Okay, so you have to check with that. But most of the time, the functional testing will be the priority one, and everything is included in most of thing is included in functional testing. Okay, so once you've got that, you need to start writing test case based on this information. So once this information shows up here, right? So let's see here. Now this has various modules. Okay, you see this? These are the modules. It's nothing to do with it. Okay. Again, you can view this. Viewing is not a problem. You can view it. You can go ahead, and it's nothing to do anything. If you have attachment, of course, let's say they are put functional document here to view this. We can view this. Okay, download it and see what's this. A linked document. Okay, you want to see how many defects are linked and which defects are related to which one. You can view this. And development activity, RTM. So let's we'll talk about this RTM a little bit. In moving forward. Okay, we'll just talk about this in just a moment. So RTM is requirement traceability matrix. That means all the test cases is linked to at least one requirement. Okay, all the test cases is covered at least for one requirement. So that's RTM. And then you can do from test plan. You can do from test plan, or you can do it right from here. Okay. Then you have this test coverage. Let's see, what are being covered, and then okay, you have this. This is smart linkage, risk assessment, and history. So history shows up everything like who changed what, okay, who created and what got edited on this, and all this history is shown up right here. Okay. So this is pretty much about requirement. Any questions? So you will be only viewing this, okay, nothing else. And of course, you will be, you can navigate and view this, but nothing to do. Sure, RTM, we'll talk about this RTM just a moment. So let's go to test plan, and we can, I'll be talking about this. Anyone else? Okay, so once you know this is the requirement, okay, you know what it has to be tested. Okay, so let's go to test plan. So what you do in this is a different module. Okay, this is a test plan modules. What you do in the test plan is you create your test case. Okay, this test plan is completely different from test plan document. Okay, don't get confused with this test plan and test plan document. Okay, this test plan document is prepared by it's a high level document prepared by the QA lead. Okay, this test plan is related to HPLM only. Okay, so if somebody is asking you about test plan, probably they might be asking about the document, not about HPLM. if they're asking in HPLM and suddenly they are talking about test plan, so it will be here. Okay, so that's how it is. So don't get confused with two different test plan. Okay, they should not have mentioned test plan. They should have used something else, test cases, something like. Okay, so here once you go to the test plan, see here there's a lot of projects here again. Okay, see here again this kind of here it's kind of needle in a haystack. You want to find which project it is. Okay, this takes some work. Okay, and it's nearly not even organized here. So let's see. Once you figure it out, okay, good. I figure it out my project. So this is my project, and now this is my project, but there are a lot of people working on it, right? Testers, there are 2, 3 testers. Let's say there are a lot of people, regression testers, and all those things. So what you want to do is you want to create your own directory, and put it in your name. You can put it in your name or however it suits you. And what you want to do is because you want to track, right? You want to track which is you might not even get this URL. If you can get this URL. Yeah, there's nothing like URL right here. You do so. If you want to do it, maybe mostly you have to use. Um, you have to figure it out and put your name. After putting name, maybe you can find it. I'll just use this find option. So it doesn't work here. Okay, or you can use this filter and see if you can find it. Okay, that's how I have to do. And then let's create test case to let's first try to create folder here. Okay, so we are creating folder and make sure which directory you are creating here. This is you have to highlight this one and put this here. Okay, and click on this one and put this name. Okay, and click OK. So here you want to put name, of course. Okay, because if you're not putting name, you'll be get confused which project you're working on, which one you're working on. Okay, and you want to find out through filter or search, field search. Not sure this is not something somehow. Oh, okay. So yeah, I can search. I guess if you try to find a folder and see which folder you're working on. This is pretty confusing. So you want to use such kind of things. Okay. So once you've done that, now I want to organize. Click on refresh. Okay, good. So I've created a folder here. Now we have just created a folder. We have done nothing. So what we have to do is you want to create a framework here. Okay. Now, so what you want to do is click on this. So make sure you highlight this and click on new test. So it's kind of new test, and I'm just going to just use this one. And what I'll do is I'll just use the terminology here. Okay. And now this pop-up window shows up, and you want to use this what level here. We just put it medium, and you have to fill up all this information. Okay. Reviewed. If your lead is not reviewed your test cases. Creation date is designer who designed these test cases. Reviewer, who is the reviewer? That means your lead. Most probably it will be your lead. And how much time are you putting here? 10 hours and 80 hours to write your test case. Okay. And let's say, attachment, if you have any attachment, it's really not required, but I don't see any reason to have this attachment here, but if you want, you can use it. Here description, you can add some description and click on OK. Okay. So what we have done is we have just created a framework. That means all this, all this shows up here. Okay. We have not created any test case yet. Okay. All these things shows up right here. So all this, all this information, all this thing shows up here. So what we did is we just created a framework here. Okay, to write our test case. So once you have done that, ID is generated 1421. Okay, this is the ID version. What is the version for this? And the reviewer, once you're done, sometimes you want to send an email to your reviewer, you just click on this and send an email. That might be an option. That shows that means okay, you completed your test case and you want to send your lead an email that review my work. Okay, so that was designed for that part. Okay, now what you do now, so this is the description. Okay, why you're writing your test cases and what kind of testing are you performing, functional testing or any other testing you're doing here. You want to include here in the description, and what are the post conditions, what are the preconditions, and how you want to use here. Okay, all these things, and then we'll just talk about these modules here. This various menu bar. Okay, not menu bar, but just different modules in this. Okay. So here, let's go to the design steps, okay? So here this is empty, right? So now you have to start write your test case, okay? So far what we did is we just created a framework, that's it. We have done nothing. Because you cannot write test case here anywhere else, right? But you have to create framework for here and then start writing here. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just copy these previous test cases. Since you already know, right, how to write test case, so we'll just copy here and put it, paste it here. Okay, great. Okay, so let's say you have done for Chrome, you're done for Firefox, we're doing for Safari. Okay, that means you open your Mac and open the Safari and start testing for that browser. Is it working or not? Okay, does that application work for Chrome browser? Does it work for Firefox browser? Does it work for Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge? Does it work for Safari? Okay, so all this should be tested, right? 5 to 6 browsers you need to test if you're testing web applications. Okay. Okay. Now, so once you've done these test cases, okay, that's it. Okay, that's it. Now you have to execute this test case. But for execution part, you have to do in test lab, not here. Okay, this test plan is only for writing test cases. That's it. But let's see here various modules. Parameters is not really required for manual. Mostly it will be for automation. What parameterization you're using it, what are all those things you'll be using mostly in automation, not for manual. Attachment. So here's the thing, right? So this is pretty complicated here. So if you have this attachment, the attachment that shows up here is a different, and the attachment shows up here is different. Okay. Now don't get confused. We are not using any of these attachments here. Okay. It's no reason to have this. They're included too many things. We don't need. Okay. So this really is not required. And because if you get confused, if you put some attachment like you document something, you don't want to use this one because you have to see each and every set and put it here, or if you really remember, did you put it here? Okay, it's two different things altogether. So we'll not worry about this attachment. And then let's go to this configuration. See what's happening with this. Okay, requirement coverage. So here comes RTM. Okay, somebody asked, right? RTM. So this is the RTM. So requirement traceability matrix. That means all your test cases should at least match one requirement. How do we do that? Let's see here. So what you do in this requirement coverage, right? It's people who are not able to see. So this is what you want to select with this umbrella kind of thing. Okay, that means you are selecting requirements. So once you select that, that means it's showing requirements module here. Okay, the things here. Okay, so you see this, right? We went previous requirement. That the same thing is showing up here. Okay, same thing. But instead of navigating into requirements module, we are keeping the same tag here. Okay, these are all this test plan. You see this? We are still in test plan. We're not moved to requirements yet. But you're trying to navigate in the requirements tree here. Okay, and see here. And see, find out your project, which project you, okay, good, I got it. So once if this, you just move this, either move this, or what you can do is, you can just add this. Okay, you have these two options. GMO requirement, you can just drag and drop here, or just use this. Okay, so in this way, you have completed, you can say you have completed RTO. That means that means all these test cases is matched with at least one requirement. Okay. So if there are 2-3 requirements, then probably you have to use 2-3 test cases, or maybe you can use in one, and you can attach all the requirements here and see that all the test cases is matching with that requirement. So this is for okay. So yeah, this is what I'm explaining, right? Any questions? Any questions in this? So this is the demo I've explained. Any questions in specifically in this? So what we did is RTM. We did a requirement traceability matrix. That means these are the test cases. Okay, these are the test cases. What we did is we matched. That means it's kind of linking. Okay, it's kind of you're linking that requirement to this test cases. That's what it is. Just like you did in Rally, in Rally you really didn't bother about linking that because whatever you're trying to do was already in that particular user story. But here, it's all manual work. Okay, this Rally is to take care of everything about this, linking part. Okay, most of the time it was taking care of it. Okay, so let's go back to see here. So that was pretty easy actually. So if you see here, so here, you see your work product. That means if I go to here my test case and okay, here, see here. So this is automatically done for you, okay? But obviously this is not the case in this HPLM because you have to do it here manually. That's the reason you have to link it. So that's the reason we are doing this, okay? So that's RTM. And then if you have any defects, no, you don't want to use this one, okay? Because and this is pretty complicated because if you have this option to add a link, okay? Okay, if you link here, this linking defect is different, and this linking defect is different, okay? Two different things. I've not used any, other things in this plan because this plan I'm not really bothered about linking my defects, okay? I would use this, but it's up to you. How do you want to use? But based on the how the worker environment is, you can use it. But this is really not useful here. Okay, and then you have this dependencies. You have in dependency business model history. So history shows what's going on, who edited this, what is checked in, what is not checked out. Okay, so all these things. And once you have done this, you have created, right? You see this small lock icon here. Okay, you see this small lock, open lock icon, right? That means this is checked in. Okay, no, wait. This is checked out. Okay, this is checked out. That means you have to check in. Okay, you cannot move your test cases if it is checked out. You have to check in. So how you have to check in is okay. This small icon shows up here. Okay, small icon. This one. So this shows that your test case is checked out. Okay, that means you can edit it. Once you checked in, you cannot edit anything. Okay, that changes to version 2. So that means it's checked out and you want to check in before you're doing anything. Okay, so what you want to do is go to check in, click on that and see if what is the test case ID. Let's say this is my test case ID 1421. And what I'll do is click on this and click on check in. And if you have any comments, can comments, can write, change the version or change the test cases or all those things. Once you've done that, click on OK and click on close. So now you see this, the icon got went away. That means now this is checked in. Okay, so that's pretty much about test plan module. Any questions in test plan? Okay, so let's go to the next then. Now we have just created test cases and that's it. Now let's move to test lab module. Now
Excuse me, Manu.
Yeah.
I have a question in Rally. Can I ask you now or at the end of the class?
Yeah, sure, you can go ahead.
Do you remember as I'm discussing how we can change the how we can move the test cases from one user story to other user story?
Okay, so yeah, that was the thing you said someone to do it, right? Okay, let me show you pretty quick in Rally how do you move this. You can do this in HPLM too. HPLM, let me show if we can do that here. So if you want to use this, you can drag and drop here. Okay, this is different projects in HPLM. You can do it, just write it here. That means it's a different project. It's going into the different, thing here. What you want to do in Rally is if you want to move, okay, go to the particular test cases and click on here. And you see this work product. This has to be changed. Okay, what you want to do is go to the edit and go to this magnifying glass here, shows here, and see this work product. See this one?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So once you click on this, and you can change it. If you know this ID, or click on filter, see which one is yours. This is one, and choose OK. Okay, So what happens is that gets this one completely moves away from that project and moves into the another project. Does it make sense?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, so that's how it's done in Rally. It's easy. But if you want to do the same thing in HPLM, you can. The only option is drag and drop. Okay, because here I don't see your project, so the only thing you can do is drag here and put it here. Okay, this is confirmation box. Shows are you really want to move from this project to another project? If you put a yes, it gets moved. No, it's not. Okay, so in any tool you can do it. Any more questions? Okay, so let's move to the test lab pretty quick. And so here this is the test lab. Okay, and the problem again, the problem with it is you have to create one more project for here. The same project supposed to exist here. Okay, this project is here, then another. This is not linked for each other. It's not linked here. Okay, this is different. That is different. This plan is different. This lab is different. So the problem is you have to create again the same project here again. Okay, so let's see. You have to find out again if there is project exists, then you're lucky. If not, then you have to create a project. Let's see here. Good. Okay, good. Now I found my project, and this is what this is here, and now you can create your own folder like others. So I've not created folder in this. Now what you have to do is now again you have to create framework here. Okay, so click on this. Okay, once you click on this test set. Okay, click on test set, and this again you pop-up window shows up. You want to write this information here. Okay, and what type is this? Is it functional? Is it performance? So we'll just go to default. Let's put it as default, and they have to fill up this all information again. So change by, created at, today's date, change by, change at, and this is the same day. Close, we know the close date, created by. So all this information should be, what's the environment, what kind of environment you're using, and open date. Who is the responsible guy for this? So since this test case, you're the responsible guy. State of goal. And you have to write some information here and then click on OK. Okay, good. So we have, created a test set. Okay. So now what we do is you can refresh it. Click on this refresh button. Okay. And this shows up here. Now, if you see here, there is nothing here, right? Because we have just created it. There will be nothing. So what you want to do is you want to select the test cases what you have actually written in test plan, right? So let's see how we do that. Okay. So what you want to do is click on this button, select test. Okay. That means you will be navigating into this test plan modules by using this test labs. Okay. So here you can see here. It is your project. Once you figure out which project it is, and after that, exactly is your test set. And what you want to do here is you can either drag and drop again here and put it here, okay, or you can use this option to add test. Okay, okay. Once you have done this, so once you have done this, right, Actually, there's supposed to information showing up here, but there's some issue. This information doesn't show up. So here it says a lot of information. Okay. So you see this name, type. Okay, status means not no run. That means it's not yet. This is not run. And what type of test name and who's the responsible guy for this. Okay, all this showing up here. So now what you want to do is, if you want to run this, you have to run this, right? Right? You have to execute this test case. So click on run. Select that particular set. This is set because this contains test cases. Okay. Select that one and click on run. And once you run, okay, I don't know, is this for, click on begin run. Okay, so once you've done this, right, you have this information here, okay. So what's the input and what is expected and what's the actual. So what you input is the actual is home page of further departments. So what you want to do is, before doing that, you have to open this browser, Safari browser, and this is the information says, right? So you want to enter the URL in, so this kind of parallel thing, okay? You have to do both things parallel. I mean, you can do parallel, but once you get experience and once you know it, so you might be test first, you test first thing, open the browser, start testing, and then you execute your test case. So you can do that once you get experience, but start with you might do this parallelly. Okay. Once you do this, after that you click on this pass selected. Again, it says the click on Enter Geom Online button. Okay, so you click on Enter Geom Online. Okay, this page is showing up. So online catalog page is displayed. We want to use this actual requirements. And but you have to test everything, right? You cannot skip all this. You have to do detail level testing, okay? And a test case doesn't shows you detail level, okay? Just a high level document. You have to do all this testing. I've shown you in the class, right? How to open defects. So that should be your priority, okay? Opening defects is your priority, not execution of test case, because at least you have to find few of the defects, and that's what they had you, right? So, this is your testing should be your priority, not execution your testing. Okay, this might be passed, it might fail. It doesn't matter. But okay, once you've done this, okay, executed it, and then want to put it here. Okay, we navigate that to place an order. Okay, as per the requirement. Okay, and then pass. I'm going to click on billing information page. And fill up on this. And page is now let's see here. If let's say you got some bug here, okay? Let's say you're not able to pass something, or let's take an example of shipping and handling, okay? So here, if let's say you found some bug here and shipping and handling fee is not displaying properly. So what you want to do is here you want to write some information like shipping and handling fee is okay. And what you want to do is fail is selected. And even if one test case is failed, that means whole set is failed. Okay, it's not like one test case or two test case, whole set gets failed. So I want to stop here, and if you see here, see this status got failed. Okay, Now here this information gets updated here, right? You see here, this is step 3. Okay, so this is how you can execute your test case, and make sure you're not changing your status just like this here. Okay, I'm just putting here test pass, and thing got passed. If you are using this, you will be just caught red-handed, because here you have this execution time, right? That means it's taking some time to execute your test cases. Now, if you are using only this, all this will be updated in 1 second. So it's not possible to execute your 10 test cases in just 1 second. Okay, so your lead will just catch you right there. So don't use this one unless it's been told. Okay, unless your lead says, or you know what you're doing. Okay, this is not applicable. Other than that, you're not using this status for just for executing your test case. Okay, you'll get caught. And also you can see this history, what you're trying to do. So something shows up here. So don't use this one for, and again, you will be using this attachment. Okay, you have to attach. Okay, so now here's the thing. Okay, so you have to use this attachment. Okay, most probably this will be the attachment you'll be using. Okay, this means this will be just related to this particular set. Okay, don't use this attachment. Okay, this attachment to this defects to, don't worry about it. And this is different, and this attachment is also completely different. Okay, nothing to do with each other. So better use this attachment, what is here, and attach it right here. Your all screenshots. Screenshots is very important. Documented on this, right? You have to attach right here. Don't use this attachment. It's pretty confusing because this attachment here, there's attachment here, it's two different things. Okay? If you're using any of this, then you will get confused. Where did you put your documents? It's better to put in this set here. Mostly, yes. Okay. Any questions? So this is how you can execute your test cases in HPLM. So somebody asked, right, what's the use of attachment? I'd say nothing. So actually, this was not sure why they designed this way, but this is for whole set. Okay, if you're using this one, this was for whole set here. Actually, set 1, set 2, so everything is for this one. But really, I don't make sense for this one, because if you have this for every set, you can use it only for this one. There's no need to have this attachment, or this attachment. Okay, two different things. So it's not really required. We just redundant. Again, don't use this link defects here. There's nothing to use this one. If you want to use that one, use this one. So let's see. Okay. So let's see which one I will be using here. Okay. Okay. So if no questions, let's move to the next one. Defects module. So now let's go to the defect. Here, let's create a defect. Okay. Okay, so once you click on this new defect, again, this is information you need to fill up. Who is the assigned? That means it's a developer. Who is the developer? Well, the owner of the defect is always developer. Okay, so which browser? Is it Safari browser, Chrome browser, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge? What kind of browser is this? Is it here? Okay, category is a defect. Okay, go to defect and detecting version. If you know the version, put it here version. You know you build right. Remember this build is similar here to version. Okay. Similar thing. Estimated fixed time is actually the job of a developer. How much time will they take to fix this defect? Okay. Plan closing version. If you know it, you can put product area. So booking system. Priority medium. So reproducible, that means is the defect reproducible or not? Okay. Severity medium. So regression, is it a regression testing? No, this is not regression. So this is manual. So we just put it no. So what kind of code has been changed to cause this defect is again filled by the developer for the subject. The subject. This will become a mandatory field for now. So we just hold on here. Okay. Fixed time, how much fixed time? Closed in build, so this will be done by the developer. And dictated environment, let's put this. Okay, so once you fill up all this information, right, you have to put the description, that means let's put it here, shipping and handling. Okay. So we'll just go here. We'll use the same thing. And highlight the defect. If you want to change, you can change this, or it's up to you. Okay, and once you have done this, attach it. So here you have this option, right? Insert image. Once you have put that, upload image. You have this option to even use. You also have this option to take snapshot right here. Okay, you might click here, and you can take this snapshot here too. Okay, so that's also an option. So here you get this screenshot here, so you can minimize it. Let's take it 50. Okay, let's 50. Okay, and click on add. So here shows up right for you. And click on submit. Oops. Oh, sorry. Shipping and handling GMO online. If there's any other issues, you can specify here and click on submit. So you have successfully created a defect here. Okay. Now, so now again, the status should be always in open status unless you're working in some other project or future projects or something else which is not really in the current. This should always be in the open status, not in new. So if you're just putting in new and you're forgetting about this, then it will be a problem. Okay, you don't want to use this because even if it is new, developer doesn't get email. It gets only once you open it. Once you open it, so view one more issue. Okay, good. Let's go to subject. So we'll just use this. Okay, so we have successfully created a defect. Any questions? So here, what you want to do is you want to link your defect. So this is not automatically linked in Rally. Let's just go back to here, Rally. We'll just compare here. Here, this was automatically linked for you because you were creating on that particular requirement, particular use. So you see here, this is a this is a defect, and guess what? Right? This is this user story shows up here. This is already linked for you. Okay. This is you don't have to do anything here because you already opened this in for the particular requirement. Okay, so see here parent test case. This is already done for you. But here obviously that's not the case here. Okay, this is an abandoned defect. That means there is no link. If there is no link, then you will not able to find which defect for what test case. Okay, you don't know. So what you want to do is link your defect. So here this is number 296. Okay, so what I do is go to test lab. Now go to the test lab. Don't worry about this plan. Go to test lab, and you want to link this test case. Okay, this is what you're working on, right? Now go to the link defects, and now click on link existing. So defect number again. Oops, not this. 296, right? 296. Okay. So go here, open this, go to the link defects, and link here 296. Okay, good. Once you have done this, click on OK. Once you have linked it, this chain icon shows up here. Okay. Okay, it's not showing up because you have to refresh it. Okay, good. Now it shows up here, right? Small chain icon. That means this test case is linked with your, with your defect. Okay. So the red bell icon. So this is for alert. Okay, and the other flag. Whenever you're trying to flag it, okay, you can want to put this alerts, right? You want to put this and flag. Flag is for follow up. Okay. You can use this. Now, what do you want to put for follow up? You can use it, or so you can also put alert. What do you want to put alert? Okay. So that's what it's used for. Okay, and this is for attachment. Okay, that means if it contains attachment, it shows up here. Okay, so now you have successfully linked your test cases with the defect. Okay, let's go to a defect. Now again, here you will see here again the chain icon. Okay, chain. Okay, it's not showing up because not refresh it. Let's refresh it. This is really not good. Okay, now guess what? Let's see this. Okay, so we'll just clear all filters here. Alright, so this is my, okay, let's refresh it and you show up here, right here. Okay, this is chain icon. That means it is linked with your test case And this is, the clip art icon shows, that means this has attachment. It has attachment, right? You see this, we put a screenshot, that means it has attachment. Okay. So that's important. And of course, somebody asked, right? So what's this? This is used for alert. You want to alert it, you can use it. Flag to follow up. And if you want to follow with the developer, you want to put it flag and see if you follow up or not. It's for your own requirement, right? If you want to follow up, you can use it. But this is important because if you're not linking it, you don't know which defect belongs to which test case. Let's say you open 2-3 defects and you don't know which defect is which test case. Okay, in that case you want to use this. And also your lead reviews it. When your lead reviews it, lead wants to know which one is related to which one. So something. Yes, and alerts you can use for, that's used for you can use for critical. I can put it here, alert. Yeah, for critical, we can use this alert option. It's not working here for some reason. No alerts. Okay. So yeah, I mean that is for your own purpose. If you want to put or you want to flag it, say you want to flag it. Why do you want to flag it? Because want to follow up with the developer. Okay. So if you click on this, it shows why it is flagged. Okay. So this is how you can use this. But this is little more really complicated than Rally is way more easy. If you know this, that's good. But if you are using HPLM, then you have to know it. So, any questions so far? So the process remains same. So the point is here, process remains same. So we have viewed the requirements in the requirement module. Okay, we have done that too in Rally and Jira. We have created our test cases. Okay, we have done here too. See this, we have created our test cases. We have executed our test cases. Okay, we pulled up this all here and we executed it. Not a tedious one, but we still did it. And then we have opened the defects and assigned a developer. So this is a process. Okay, the process remains same for any other tool. Okay, no matter you use Jira, no matter you use Valley, no matter you use HPLM, no matter you use version 1 tool or you use Zephyr or any other tool, this process remains same in all other tools. Okay, only thing is it differs only the user perspective, user point of user interface. The user interface is different, right? That's the only thing it differs. Okay, if no one has any questions, can we close this class for today? Tomorrow is due, homework is due, right? Today's homework was due. See. Some guys have done some. Okay, good. Some few people have done. That's good. now this have to change the name. Okay. I have to change the name. Okay, you cannot put my name. Change, somebody has to change the name. Okay, so okay, that's fine. Um, Screenshots. I'll be looking more into screenshots. So no screenshots. Okay, that's good. That's from the document. So yeah. So that's how you can do your homework. So okay. So I guess you guys have one more class. So okay. So I'll be closing this class. Okay. Yeah. Thank you guys.